The scroll saw is really great for a few things, but it's pretty bad for mostly everything. A lot of people rely on this tool because it's less intimidating than things on the other side of the shop, but it's probably not appropriate for a lot of things. If your material is larger than, let's say, 1 inch, this really isn't the best tool for the job. This is really for smaller materials. What's great about the scroll saw is it has this spiral toothed blade on it. It's very thin. So what we can actually do with the spiral toothed blade is we can move into a cut, but we can move in any direction as well. So, for example, people sometimes will come in, they'll make something like a jigsaw puzzle. They can cut into it, they can move in whatever direction, take it apart, it's going to fit right back together. So that's really cool. So before you do get started, most important thing is to check that blade tension. Give this a pluck. It sounds beautiful, angelic, as if the angels themselves had descended from on high to occupy our beautiful scroll saw here. That means you're good to go. If it sounds all floppity and gross, tighten it up, bro. That's what we're looking for. If you're using this tool at all, you are going to break blades. Don't worry about it. We'll show you how to replace those blades. It's really straightforward. But please don't leave this saw with a broken blade on it. That's just, once again, really obnoxious. With this tool, there is an adjustment for speed on the back here. Typically, it's set somewhere in the middle. It's not something you have to adjust too much, but if you're having trouble, you might want to play with that adjustment a little bit. One thing I notice a lot with this tool is that people will have something slightly larger, like this piece of glue on, and they've got their hands way out here while they're trying to make their cut. But you saw how this moves, it's up and down, up and down. That causes this piece to flop around and definitely break some blades. So when you're making your cuts, have your hands close to the blade, not dangerously close, but close enough that you're pushing it down into the tabletop and keeping it nice and smooth. Cool. Any questions regarding that?
You already
Sure.
said this, but this is cool, you guys, because you don't have to, if you want to cut a circle, you don't have to change the orientation of the wood to make the circle. You can just go like this, because that blade is round and you can cut it from any direction. So
Yeah.
that's one of the cool things about this saw.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of different applications. A lot of what you can do with this tool, you can also do with the bandsaw. I've almost never used this tool because it just doesn't have that many applications for what I do.
But they,
More
I
for
think they're going
details and
to,
stuff. Yeah.
for if we're making a small piece, and we need to make some really great puzzle thing to put together,
Sure.
somebody's going to be on this tool. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are going to use this. And once again, it is versatile, but it's not for that really big stuff. So if you have a question, once again, please let us know. Okay, any other questions there? Feeling good? Okay, so I'm going to show you guys just real quick some of the things we have in the cabinets, so you know what we've got down here and how you might use it. Once we're done with that, we can go into the other room and start making some cuts. Great.
So one of the things before you guys go on, these things here, this thing here is like, all the tools had something where you push down on, right? You remember that? Like when you're doing, the table saw, all this stuff, it's either the bridge or something. It's like the tools are made a certain way. It's like that's something really important to remember.
Yeah. You have to engage with the tool properly.
Think how it was designed.
Yeah. I think there's kind of like two types of students. There's two types of bad students. There's the overconfident and there's the too timid. The too timid person is here, standing back here, pushing the piece through the saw like so. Obviously, you're not in control of your material. This is going to be dangerous. The other person is the overconfident dude who comes in and is like, I made a spice rack with Grandpa last summer. Way too aggressive. So please, be aware of that. Don't be too timid, but be considerate of what you're doing. Make sure you're not just going balls to the walls.
And let the blades do their job. Let the blades
Exactly.
Not too fast and efficiently. So it's like, you don't want to push that one too fast or you'll break the blade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Let the machine do the work. You don't want to be forcing anything in the shop. You're going to hurt yourself or you're going to hurt the tool. Okay, great. So let's keep moving. So in here, guys, we have most of our power tools, most of our handheld power tools. Once again, we do have drills as well as impact drivers. It's worth knowing the difference between these two tools. The impact driver, the smaller version, is mostly used for assembly. Typically, you're going to be using this to drive screws. The drill, of course, also can be used to drive screws, but primarily you're using this to drill pilot holes, to use drill bits. But some of the advantages of the drill are there is a speed adjustment up top, and there's also a clutch on the drill. So you can engage this, and when you're tightening up a screw or something, that clutch will engage before you strip it, before you go too far. So probably for a lot of what you guys are going to be doing, you're going to want to be assembling with the drill and the impact driver. So for example, to do assemblies, typically, rather than just go ahead and screw two pieces of wood together, we want to drill a pilot hole. So a pilot hole provides an area for the screw to go into, prevents that wood from splitting. In the shop here, we have these nice countersink bits. It's got the twist bit in the front that accommodates the body of the screw. It's also got right here the countersink. So that cuts out a little area so that the head of the screw sits flush. So doing some assembly, these tables are really nice. There's a vise built right into it. When you're doing whatever, clamp things down, make it secure so that you're not going to have any trouble, so that it's nice and safe. I'm going to do something somewhat random here, just as an example, but let's say I want to put this on the top here. If I simply glued this, it wouldn't be particularly strong. Again, I'm just kind of doing this roughly. So I'm going to pre-drill. You can see it countersunk that bit so that my head is going to be nice and straight in there. Okay, and now it's locked in. At this point, that piece can still rotate. Not really what we want. So most of the time, you're going to be putting at least 2 screws in there.
Yep. They might not want to screw it.
Okay.
We have rattan. We have glue, rattan.
Sure.
I think a lot of screws. We can use screws upstairs, to kind of pack something down and let something cure.
Yep.
And then take the screw out. But I don't think we need screws to put the wood together. Okay, what if they want to cut right through that joint?
Sure.
Then they don't want to screw them away.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of what you guys are going to be doing is using glue and also using kind of like a doweling method. So if, for example, we were doing this kind of thing, perhaps what we would do using either the drill press or our handheld drill a hole down. We could insert a little peg, a little dowel, have a corresponding hole on the back side, glue, squish it together, we're good to go. With the glue that we have in here, it's regular wood glue. It takes about an hour to cure, and then it reaches kind of full strength after 24 hours. Be aware, of course, we don't want wet glue going onto any of our machines. Wet glue would also set off the sauce.
Glue. You don't want this glue in here.
Yeah, once again, don't get big goobers of glue on our tables because we're going to flip out about it. Not cool. Okay, so those are the drills. I know that can be a little redundant, but I do want you guys to know what they are and how to use them a little bit. A couple different varieties in there. Real quick, you're not going to get to most of these things, but we do have, a Dremel for doing a little bit of carving. There's a biscuit joiner for some joinery applications. We have multi-tools. Those are good for getting in tight places for cutting or sanding. We've got a jumbo belt sander.
Show them the biscuit joiner.
Sure. So, similar to using pegs. we have this biscuit joiner. So the biscuit
This is
joiner.
good.
Yeah, I love biscuit joiners. It's great.
Yeah.
So basically, what this tool has is a cutter in here. See that there? So this cutter makes a slot in the material, which will accommodate then a biscuit. There's different size biscuits for different applications, and then there's a different setting on this tool to change it. You might need help finding it. Currently I'm set at 10. So just straight off, it's set for kind of making slots in 3/4 material. If you reference the space, it's going to put it right in the middle of our material. For other applications, you're going to want to use the fence here, and you can move it up and down so that you get right in the center of stuff.
And it goes the halfway in the middle. It doesn't
Yep.
go the long way.
So if you are going to use this, typically what you do is you get your material, you line it up, make a mark across that material so that the two pieces are going to correspond appropriately. So now we're going to grab this. Again, I'm simply referencing the bottom of this material. If you guys want, you can of course clamp this down. I'm not going to. So I squeeze the trigger, I'm going to push it in. That's going to make our slot. Okay?
Holy biscuit!
Nice slot there. So then in the corresponding piece, okay, and probably could have toned it down a little bit, used a smaller biscuit. But then once you've done that, guys, you can,
Glue this up.
yeah, I'll make a little puddle of glue on a piece of paper, stick my biscuit in there, get it all nice and gooey, jam it in there, put those two things together. Probably you're going to want to use a clamp to get proper pressure, keep it nice and tight, but then the piece is secured on there. So this is a really great tool. It's not the strongest joint you can create, but it can be a really great and really quick way to do some assembly. If you have trouble with this, let us know. It can be a little bit dangerous, so things need to be really secure on tabletops. This isn't something that you're gonna get at your sculpture with in a weird way. Make sure things are nice and secure. Cool. That's the biscuit joiner. Other things, bigger stuff, we do have this big belt sander. We've got this cute little armadillo sander. Ooh. There's also, again, more disc sanders in here, more orbital sanders. There's always going to be one in the back on that downdraft table. If you have larger
and you take
stuff,
them over to the downdraft table.
yeah, you should take anything you can over to that downdraft table. Like I said, it's not the most effective thing, but it at least keeps the dust out of this room and cuts down on the noise. We also have vacuums that hook up to these sanders. If you're making a big mess, let us know. We'll hook you up with that. Also in here, there is a jigsaw. This comes in handy a lot. Does a lot of the same things we might do with the bandsaw, exactly, or the scroll saw. Some of the advantages are if we do have a great big sheet of material or something, we can use this. There's a special little jigsaw table in the back left corner there. It's got foam on the top. You can cut right into that foam. It's a whole lot of fun. So if you need this, if you need a hand setting up, let us know. Also in here, of course, we do have extension cords. There's corded drills. Circular saw probably won't come up too much. There's an angle grinder, lots of different bits so that you can do some carving. Again, probably won't come up. There are also 3 different types of nail guns. You guys might not get into the nail guns. If you do need them, let us know. We'll help you get set up. Be aware if you are using those nail guns, there's 3 different types. They take different nails. There's a lot of people putting the wrong nails in there and then shooting the nails sideways out of the guns and stuff. This can be really dangerous. I've actually color-coded the nails to correspond to the nail guns. I thought this might solve the problem. It's had no effect at all. But for your reference, they are color-coded, so you can consult that. There's also great big numbers upon them which correspond to the appropriate nails.
You know what's great about these biscuits? All the wood's on the diagonal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you have a grain, here you have this diagonal, so you have that glue that's doing basically something all looks like a plywood. Here's the question.
Yeah.
Do you guys have ear protection available in the shop?
Of course. Yeah, so there are the little earplugs over yonder, earplugs below the first aid kit in the other room. I'm a fan of the,
That's
larger ear defender kind of style things. But also, now's a good time to start investing in some tools and stuff if you're serious and not going to drop out at the end of the year. So maybe buy some earplugs if you're going to be doing sculpture and whatnot. Nice investment, and then you don't have the grody ear sweat from the last person. Okay, so other things in this cabinet here. This is where you're going to come for most of your layout tools. We have all sorts of different squares, measuring devices. Over here, guys, is where you'll find pencils, safety glasses if you don't have them, as well as tape measures. You're probably going to use all that kind of stuff. Assorted hand tools, little bits of sandpaper, different things over here. Keep in mind, once again, if you're unsure of what tool to use, don't just grab wildly for something. There's a lot of people grabbing chisels and then hacking wildly at screws. Not appropriate. You're going to damage the tool. We're going to be really angry. So if you have a question, you need to ask it. All right, let's keep moving. So coming over here, this is where we do have our wood glue. Help yourself, use as much as you need. Once again, throw that newsprint down. I should mention too, we have this jumbo industrial hot glue gun. This thing is really amazing. It makes a really super strong joint. Maybe don't make a chair out of it using it, but it's there, it's really strong, and this can be a great, really rapid way to assemble things. Regular wood glue here. This is also some carving tools. You guys probably won't use them too much, but also this is where you would go to find your screws. We have some different sizes. Those are the sizes we provide. If you need something beyond that, it's your responsibility. Once again, nails, color-coded for your pleasure. Please put the right ones in those guns. Okay, finally up here we do have all of our drill bits, regular twist bits in yonder. Probably going to need those. There's larger hole saws as well as Forstner bits. These make really nice clean holes, really great on the drill press. Also in here we do have 3 different types of routers. Routers are really cool. You can do lots of stuff. They are a more advanced tool. If you want to use those, please talk to us and we'll help you get set up. May come up, there's a die grinder. This is kind of a more aggressive version of our Dremel. If you want to do some carving, this would be a fun tool to use.
Is that a thing that cut square holes?
Yeah, though it's a little bit complicated. Yeah, but it's not very effective. Let me show you something else that'll probably suit this class better. This here is a dowling jig. So if we're using pegs to do our assembly, can you run and grab one of those Poland spring jugs over there?
Poland spring jug.
Do you see those under the cloth?
The food
dowels.
He has the food.
So this is a dowling jig. So for example, if I want this to go in here, thank you. These I believe are 3/8.
I thought that was like the name of the tool.
Oh yeah, the Poland spring. So this peg is corresponding to a 3/8 inch hole. Then I've got a 3/8 inch twist bit here. I'm going to pop this into my drill. This thing self-centers. I can put it over the top of this, log it down. Then this goes into the hole.
Okay, what if I want that to be a 45/3/8?
So there's different ways to do that. We could cut a 45 in here and then still keep it at 90, so it's not parallel to the 45. But there's different ways to do it. But I'll put my hole in here. And typically you're going to be doing a little bit more measuring than I'm doing. I'm just showing you how this tool works. Once
You don't
again,
have to measure.
lock it down.
Not with your eyes.
Yeah, so for like this, we're only going to use one peg, so we're not measuring. But to make this really secure, we would want to have 2 pegs in here so that, again, it doesn't rotate. So we'll loosen this up. We've got 2 corresponding holes. There's different sizes of these pegs. This is a nice shorty, goes in yonder. This goes in the top here. And you can lock things together in this manner.
And you can glue it.
And you're going to want to glue that as well. Yep. But this is a handy little tool. Tim is super fond of it.
You could take a piece of wood and probably wiggle that, a little piece like that, and
Sure.
just like slide it in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There are different sizes. Make sure you have the right corresponding drill bit so that you are not frustrated.
And then you take the drill out of that and you put it back in there.
Yep. Yeah, put everything back where you found it. Sometimes if you're unfamiliar with some of these things, or maybe you borrow a tool from a friend, if you don't know where that tool came from, please don't just put it randomly into this cabinet. I'm going to think it's been stolen. I'm going to blame Jimmy. So rather than do that, just leave it out on the tables or give it to me. So that's the best. Okay, so really that is the safety talk. Are there any questions regarding this stuff?
Somewhere down the road, I have one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have dovetailing capability, dovetailing machine?
Sure. Yeah, we do have router jigs for doing dovetails. We have jigs made for cutting them on the table saw as well. And we also have some nice fancy dovetail saws as well if you want to do hand cut
Something I've always
dovetails.
wanted to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd
Yeah.
be great for it. If you want to try it, send me a
Cool.
There's a really wonderful, on your computer, you might want to go look up Japanese joinery.
Yeah, definitely. Also at the library, there's a lot of great woodworking books. They also have a subscription to Fine Woodworking magazine. And
Don't check the books out. Leave them there so other people can see them too.
yeah, there's a couple of books there that I think could be particularly interesting. John was talking about Japanese joinery. There's 2 copies of a book there called The Art of Japanese Joinery. This is a really amazing book. It's got these black and white photos of really complicated, really interesting joints. It's interesting just to see the way that people are solving different kinds of problems in woodworking. Cool. Okay.
Are we ready? Did they have to sign in their name?
So I think before you guys go, we'll have you sign that authorization. Or if we have some downtime and you're waiting for something to happen, you can sign that. But make sure you do sign it, because if I don't have a record of you being here for training, you can't be in here. So please sign that before you go. I think we're ready to get started making some cuts and stuff.
We have this girl, she came to it. She's on a cell phone right now. She's in class 2.
Cool.
So she will do this whole thing and then she'll be, we'll sign her in tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because she's here today, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Just another Homo sapien. Okay.
Alright,
So-
can we rip wood?
Yeah, I think we're all set to go.